So merely pretending to be retarded is not enough. You need to actually be retarded. Is my
Right.
deal. If you want to be part of the modern left-wing journalists class, you have to actually be retarded, my friends. Just pretending
I
isn't
thought the
enough.
meme was never go full retard, but
Well, I'm here today to advocate the opposite.
right.
Go for retard, my leftist friends. Otherwise, you won't fit in. And I think I can prove it as well. Because we'll start off just by promoting something on Lotus, being the Origins of Intersectionality podcast, in case you want to really learn how to go full retard. But otherwise, we shall begin. Because I saw an article that has blown up. It's a couple months old. Blew up out of nowhere. Because it's pretty stupid. As you can see here, why waking up early is rooted in white supremacy. I'll give you a minute just to try and riddle that if you can. Because...
How?
People who aren't white, they don't wake up. They just sleep.
Right.
They're all Mexican. I don't know. I don't know. But, okay. Yeah, I mean, usually people say don't just read the headline. See, with stuff like this, you kind of can. I'm going to make the argument. And sorry.
Did you actually read the article?
Yeah, most people responded with just the headline and then made a meme, which, accurate response. We go to the next one there. You can see,
Right.
alarm set, hate crime at 7 hours and 25 minutes. And then the alarms to actually wake up after the hate crime. I'm going to actually probably rename in my phone my alarm to hate crime now. I don't know if you can do that. Well, that's also hate crime AM. So there we are.
Mind you, that would conflict my 4:30 alarm.
What's that?
Hate crime.
Oh, more hate crime.
Yes.
Okay. So
No, I'm joking.
be sexist at 2,
Yes.
racist at 5,
Yes.
transphobic at 8.
No.
Okay.
No, feds and Met Police, I don't actually do that.
No, don't check my phone. But we'll get back because that's the natural response, which is fine, and we're just gonna have a touch because I think you've got the point already. Don't have to do much with what could possibly be in this article. But I mean,
Full retardation?
yeah, it's pretty blackface.
I do like the photo, though.
Of Robert Downey Jr. over there. But anyway, they're right in here. Just side note, because of course, what does white supremacy mean? What it means English. In the Western world, the person writes, this belief has been strongly influenced by Protestantism and the Puritan work ethic. This work ethic has long been considered an essential component of the American dream. So yeah, almost like America's an ethnic state from Anglo-Saxons, and it's something you have to stop coping over and accept and try and preserve.
Okay, yeah, but the Protestants do have a strong work ethic.
Yes.
But the Asians do as well.
But this is the point about American dialogue. They're like, when they say something's white supremacist, they just mean English. It's not Italian.
Oh, I see.
It's not Spanish. Oh, goddamn Spanish. You know what they do? What hard work. Endless. Middle of the day, you can't stop them. They're out in the midday sun, carry on working.
Yes.
Mad dogs and Spaniards.
Yes.
I think that's how that song went. Anyway, but she goes on to then make some BS claim that the slave owners made the slaves work more by waking them up in the morning, because
Yes.
because they were white supremacists. You see,
I agree that slavery is bad, but
yeah. Well, you know, the real reason slavery was bad was because of
they
wake-up
didn't let them
calls.
sleep in.
They wouldn't let them
Right.
sleep in. God, most slaves in the rest of the world got a lie in. Whereas slaves in North America, unbearable.
you could
Master
imagine-
would come round with his whip and wake us up in the morning. It was murder.
You could just imagine that the much, much larger Arab slave trade, it
Lovely
was...
little lion.
Yes.
Lovely line every morning. You get a slave from America and one from Saudi Arabia, get them to meet, and they'll be like, he doesn't let you stay in. Stingy bastard. I mean, I don't have a cock and balls, but, at least I get to lie in.
Yes.
In case you're wondering, they would to their slaves. That's why there's no blacks in Saudi Arabia, because they didn't keep them. Anyway, she then goes on to try and justify this, because the justification was discipline or something. That's the reason for the wake-up calls.
Are we still talking about slaves, or are we just on to normal people waking up early?
Slaves still.
Right, okay.
They don't provide a source to any of this.
Right.
It's just, the source, I made it the hef up.
To be fair, I think it is uncontested.
I think the reason you'd wake up a slave is to make money.
Yes.
Not because...
We're not defending the institution of slavery.
No, but, if I was to be a slave
We're
owner...
just puzzling as to why...
achieve my dreams, I would...
Yes.
I actually did think about buying a slave. Told you about this?
What?
I had a couple of travel ideas.
Oh, go on.
All right, they're better than you think.
Okay.
Right, this is still YouTube safe. So,
Okay.
number one,
We're skirting the line. This is very close to becoming
go
a
to
Rumble
China.
exclusive.
Go to China. Go to Manchuria.
Okay.
And of course, there's quite a lot of North Korean slaves, mainly sex slaves.
Oh,
And
yes.
what you do is you buy them, and then you set them free.
Okay, that didn't go where I thought it was going to go.
Because I'm British, not a fucking Saudi. So anyway, but she says in here that there was justification with waking up in the morning was for discipline and Protestantism and white supremacy.
Okay.
I think it's for money. Whatever. And then the article just concludes out of nowhere, after whining about slavery,
Yes.
that the 9-to-5 work is not very fun. 9 to 5 is not a very good way of working, which is not where I saw this guy. And
Yes, but the whole reason people do 9 to 5 is because then, if assuming you've got a business and you're not a completely isolated one, you deal with other businesses, and if you have a 9 to 5, everybody's
have
in the office
regulated.
at the same time, and then you can make phone calls to other businesses, and you can buy things, and you can sell things.
yeah, but the conversation isn't really about 9 to 5,
Right.
Because the conversation was about waking up's racist. So I had to wonder, hang on, what the hell am I reading? How is this real? Because if you
I am dropping off the logic chain at several points here.
Yeah, because you get the next one here. And the author again, here, they're whining. I am currently the target of an alt-right harassment campaign, thanks Elon Musk. I mean, most people just laughed. Because what the hell is this?
So this is an article with 1 like and 13 comments.
Yeah,
so...
the last one had like 200 comments or something. But at this point, upon seeing that, I became suspicious.
Yes.
I don't know about you. Does this look real to you? Is this real life that we're looking at?
Oh, I can't tell anymore.
No. So I did a reverse search on the image and of the profile picture. Nothing came up. So I looked up the name. I tried to see if it was an anagram for "I'm stupid" or something like that. Nope, nothing there. No leads. And then I started thinking, is this a chatbot? Am I reading the ramblings of a woke chatbot at this point? And I'm convinced yes. Because well, check out the other articles that this so-called Anthony over here has written. 50 claps on this one. How racism is ingrained in the public school system. I mean, you don't have to know what's in the article. You don't even really need to know the headlines at this point. If you just want leftist talking point, turn it in your own head. Just make something up. And you end up with the kind of crap this supposed Anthony has written.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I could, after reading the headline, I could write the rest of the article myself.
Yeah. I just
Right, I'd actually probably just get ChatGPT to do it for me, to be honest.
Yeah. The next one here. Some more. The racist legacy of American suburbia. I've heard this a million times. Did you know there used to be places in America where black people couldn't move to because of lining and districts? Yeah, I know. Everyone knows. Even kids know. Everyone gets taught it in school in America at this point, by the seams of it.
You get taught little else.
I just... I ended up doing the civil rights movement at A-level history. Actually, at the GCSE level history, not my A-level. Where we sat and read about the entire American civil rights movement. And right at the end of it, one person in the class did say, so what happened in the UK? And then all of us realised, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Literally no concept of what happened in the UK with race relations between the Second World War and
I
now.
probably went to school like 20 years before you did, but even in my day, it was all, we did the Russian Revolution, American civil rights, and the Holocaust. And that was basically it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just such a weird thing, especially when you're British. It's like, so we studied the American civil rights movement and race relations ad nauseum to the point that I know about the Supreme Court arguments about Little Rock, but I know nothing of my own land. It just seems ridiculous. And that's what I mean. Everyone and their mother knows about this. It's a waste of time. Should we check out? Should we run the wheel? Should we play bingo? What other opinions do you think it has?
I don't know that coffee is inherently racist or something.
No, trans women are women. Because, of course.
Yeah.
No, it's 50-50, isn't it? See if you've got to do with race or gender.
Trans women must be allowed to compete in women's sports.
Yeah, I mean, the most weird position of progressivism. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about you. I'm reading a chatbot, is my opinion at this point. I don't think this is real.
It does sound like it.
None of these articles have any links. There's no sources. There's no, here's why this is true.
No, it's just standard boilerplate, insipid leftoidisms.
Yeah, and if you want proof, I think the last one has got to convince those of you who are disbelieving in the audience, disbelievers, come to me, why SpongeBob is sexist. I mean, this has to be a chatbot. I'm sorry. I don't think Anthony exists. Anthony is not real. I'm putting a bounty on Anthony's existence. Someone can prove it to me. I'll pay you a bounty because this ain't real. This isn't real life.
So, I mean, serious point here, but this is something that I started to think as soon as I started seeing AI produce content, because I thought what it's going to do is it's going to displace established businesses, because you've got something like the Huffington Post, which has massive outlays. It probably employs, several hundred people, and it's got all of this overhead, but you can now replicate the entire thing with a prompt. So sooner or later, somebody's going to do that, and then basically capture the market of Huffington Post with their nonsense, but with a fraction of the cost, and make all the money.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're living it. I think we really are living it at this point.
I mean, what a shame. What a shame if Huffington Post and Vice and
Gosh,
the other ones, they all cease to be, because...
What a hilarious circumstance if all of them went out of business, and then all the leftists in the world were sat there reading content and could be woke up with such a simple realization as a fucking chatbot wrote everything I've ever read.
You see, the chatbots, they couldn't do that with us at the Lotus Eaters, because if you try and put any of our talking points into the AI, it basically says, well, now, hang on a minute, we've got to add some important context here, and, even though the stats...
As an ethical chatbot, I cannot give you the opinion of the Lotus Eaters, because it's literally drugged up for that purpose.
Yes.
So
So we're all
luck.
right.
As you can see here, the SpongeBob is sexist thing, I understand 100%. This is a chatbot at this point. This is not real life. I just can't believe you are this retarded. And I tested it because I went to ChatGPT and just asked it to write an article about why SpongeBob is sexist. Perfect. There you are. You can read it in your own time. It's all crap, obviously.
Right, is that in the reading links, is it?
Yeah,
right,
it's just an image there of just chatbot GPT. It's just giving me crap. If you can leave it there you go. It's lack of female protagonists. I think in the previous one, he did actually whine that Sandy wears a bikini, and that's sexism because it makes Sandy look like a girl. Yeah. Didn't think of that, did you?
Yes.
Racist.
Well, unless it's Lizzo or something, in which case, wandering around in underwear. So the article that ChatGPT produced, does that hit the same key points as this one?
Not exactly, because that's not how the program works. You can't ask.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not. It's all generated. It's not. Formulaic.
But the argument's just as
right.
BBC.
They're of a par. Right.
.news, as you would expect over there. So there's that. And you can't even say that it's not real, because as we have gone through, merely pretending to be retarded is not enough. You have to actually be retarded, my friends. Because if we go to the next one here, we can see some friends over in left-wing media who are colleagues and comrades who came up with white supremacist origins of exercise. Now, that's in Time magazine. That's real. That's a human being. That's not a chatbot. I don't know how.
White supremacist origins of exercise.
Yeah. You can go look that up. I'll give you a minute if you want. I'm not BSing. This is a real thing.
To be fair, right, before we moved away from subsistence farming or hunter-gathering, you got your exercise by function of not starving to death. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what he's basically saying is that white people then invented sufficient technology that you could feed yourself without having to run around all day, and in order to keep your body in shape, you therefore had to exercise.
It's far more insidious.
Therefore,
far worse. Far worse.
Okay.
You see, the people who are living in the 1900s, 1910.
Yes.
They were racist.
What, just by virtue of being alive and in the 1910s?
No. They disliked black people because it was 1910.
Yeah, but that was mainly the Democrats.
Yeah.
Like, so all of the civil rights stuff, the Jim Crow laws, that was all pushed by Democrats.
Yeah. But
the Ku Klux
these
Klan,
people,
the first people the Ku Klux Klan went after.
Like, we don't have to go over the Democrats' whole history.
Yeah, was black people who tried to own guns and a Republican senator. The first person of the Ku Klux Klan was a Republican senator. In fact, the Democrats had a Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard as a senator until 2010, Senator Byrd. Barack Obama spoke at his funeral and said he was a lovely guy. So yes, America does have a history of extreme racism and slavery from Democrats.
And some of those people wrote manuals on how to do push-ups.
Yes.
And in which case, I'm not even joking, they write in here, after doing the research into the origins of exercise culture in America, it was super interesting reading the reflections of fitness enthusiasts in the early 20th century. They said we should get rid of concerts, and they're an assault on women's form, and that women should be lifting weights and gaining strength. At first, you feel like this is so progressive. Yeah, it was. And then you keep reading, and then they are saying that white women should start building up their strength because we need more white babies. Disgusting. Can't believe they would write that in 1901.
So the one thing I do like that has emerged as a bit of a meme in the last few days on the distant right is that we should be using the left's own beauty standards. So if you see a thirsty lefty woman who's fishing for compliments by maybe doing some random post or something,
You look like a trans woman.
You know the sort of thing that they do.
You pass so well.
Yeah, it's like you look as good as Lizzo, or you look as good as Doan Mulvaney, or something like that. You know, just use that. Because you get these lefty women, they're always fishing for compliments on Twitter. They put a post like, "Oh, my dad just died. I'm so upset. Oh, and by the way, here's a picture of me and my tits."
Just like Dylan Mulvaney's star face emoji.
Yes, we need to lean into this.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
But anyway, I imagine having more white babies in America would make it just that much less livable. So that's why that person had to write this. And then you have to ask, is this real? Is this full retard? Well, apparently so. This is the person in question. Right. Now, I have to ask you, is this a real person?
I don't know if it's a real woman.
Is it real? Is this a human being?
That is quite a masculine jaw structure.
It is. I didn't know. There's actually some images. If you go to media and scroll down, there's a couple of images of the person in question, which I don't know. I don't know about that, but anyway. Point being, is this real?
I'm not sure.
Is this real life?
Yeah, I mean, I would avoid just in case.
Yeah, this one is real life, sadly. But could you really tell the difference? Is my point. I mean, we'll check out the other articles from this supposed human being, which I
with the T people, it's the wrists you want to look at because they can get they can get the Adam's apple removed, but manly wrists, fingers.
You know what the fingers?
No, I haven't heard that one.
I don't know. I read it online. I don't know if it's true, but apparently your ring finger's bigger than your what is that one? The poke finger. Right. I'm a biologist.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, but this person here also wrote crap like this, which is African American Studies course was a success in Florida. Really, was it? Was it now?
Yeah.
Did it really improve the world? Was that progress? Great.
It was probably a very retracted history.
Speaking of that, though, we'll check out the actual professional full-time retards at CNN.
Right.
Our favourite, who decided to give us some travel advisory notices. Now, if you were thinking of going to Afghanistan, don't worry, there's some much worse places you can visit. Florida, if you're a black man or black woman, because they'll hunt you down and tell you that African-American studies aren't real, and then leave, presumably.
Pretty sure Ron DeSantis' right-hand man is a black guy.
Yeah. Anyway, but the NAACP is issuing an advisory travel notice saying that Florida is openly hostile to African-Americans.
Huh?
Let's play this. I mean, is this real?
NAACP has issued a travel advisory for Florida, and it's urging the black community to avoid visiting or moving to the Sunshine State. According to the statement, the advisory comes in direct response to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' quote, aggressive attempts to erase black history. And it calls Florida openly hostile toward African Americans, people of color, and the LGBTQ individuals. CNN has reached out to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for comment, but did not receive a response.
This is a bit like the whole thing where they tried to, say that if you were a gay person, you flew to Florida, you'd be instantly arrested.
Yeah.
Or if you said gay in America, in Florida, you'd be arrested. But the thing is, I look at it. I mean, obviously, this is just like absolute fabrication. But presumably, CNN put this stuff out because a certain percentage of their population, maybe a very high percentage of population, actually believes this stuff.
I don't know.
Because to us, it's just a joke. But I mean, presumably, Democrats actually just think this is real?
I think it's worse. I think they all know it's false and tell each other lies because that's the only way they can feel good.
Yes.
You know when you talk to them and they'll say, I'm a good effing person, that's why I believe in Black Lives Matter, or some crap like that. Or I want to defund the police because I'm a great person. It's just obviously like, you're just actually like in some kind of cult where you tell each other lies and you know they're lies. Because we'll check out the chairman of the NAACP, who lives in the worst place on earth, a place where he is hunted down every morning. As he leaves his house, he has to take a rifle just in case the Klan come. He's in Florida. He's in Tampa.
Yes.
There's that. Just the guy issuing you travel advisors, don't go to Florida. It's hell on earth.
What is, out of interest, what does the NAACP stand for? Because I know what CP stands for, but I'm not sure what the rest of it is.
Was it National Advancement and the last word I can never remember. There's a national advancement and achievement of coloured people.
Oh, right.
So something like that.
And he lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
He's doing more stuff in Florida.
Okay.
He's got several homes in Florida with all that money. Anyway, but we'll bend this off.
This is somewhat undermining his point, to be honest.
Yeah, but the question is, I mean, is this real life? Is this a chatbot? Is this just full retardation? They all blur into one is my point.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just actually unbearable to figure out what's real.
The CNN thing clearly wasn't, but yeah, I take your point.
What do you mean clearly? I could make that. I could take some crappy music, some CNN footage, change the chirons in Photoshop, and
I suppose,
and then use a chatbot, the one with the voice, to make that voice for you.
Did that happen, or was it? Yeah,
but this is what I mean. That's actually not that hard to even make.
Yeah, okay, I see your point. The point is that we can't tell.
Yeah. I mean, we really are at that level now.
Yes.
Like, that article from the start, that author blew up hugely. And I have no confidence that is real. 100% probably fake. But the thing is, it's not like Titania McGrath, where you've got an article published in The Guardian. It's like, haha, look, you're like an NPC. No, we really are living in the world where the fake and the real are the same goddamn thing constantly every day.
Yes.
And if these people actually sincerely believe this stuff, I don't believe them. I think the modern day left are actually lying to each other whilst knowing the truth. Because there's no way you can live like this otherwise. How can you live in Florida and issue advisories not to visit Florida?
Yes.
As the head of an organization that's warning about it. Well, then it's off for the last thing here. There's just some fun. Because we have Miami police who have released this. They've got a Black History Month cruiser. I mean, again, do you think any of these people involved really believe this is necessary? If you want to scroll down, the thing is comical, to say the least. Like, it's the kind of thing...
Well, hang on, again...
we would make for a piss
This
take.
actually happened, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in this country, in the UK, we get pride flags put all over our police cars. They tend not to send them to jobs when they turn up at mosques, but for everybody else, they tend to get a police car with a pride flag on the side.
Well, in Miami, you get a cruiser turns up with the words Black History Month written on it, a bunch of fists, Pan-African colours,
right,
and the Ethiopian flag there, and then on the back, a drawing of Africa, which we can't see in this frame.
Right.
Because I'm an American, so I miss Ethiopia, which is not where my ancestors are even from. That doesn't even make any kind of sense. It's just complete garbage. But that's not the funniest thing. The funniest thing is they also have an autism cruiser in Miami. These are the folks who might hunt down black people, you may remember. And this person points out that not only could you get pulled over by the Black History Month cruiser, he might call for backup, and then the autism cruiser turns up. I mean... Can we make that image bigger?
I would be way more afraid of the autism cruiser, because even if I really covered my tracks...
He just got really anxious and then tases you.
Well, no. Even if I really covered my tracks and I committed the perfect crime, if you put enough autists on anything and they will solve it.
I mean, I don't think it's that kind of autist, because they're not allowed in the police force anymore.
Oh, just the ones that...
No, because if we make that bigger, I mean, I don't know if people would see it. I mean, there really is sort of a clown aspect to the design, for sure. Like the Sunshine Bus is what comes to mind for me.
I thought the whole thing with autism is that they weren't fond of random shapes and colours. And...
No, it should be organised instead.
Yes.
Nicely, as all things should be. Anyway, but that's not here or there. We'll just end this off with a prediction for the future, which is... you may remember AI Seinfeld. Did you see this?
No, I missed that one.
So we went over this. It's someone made a chatbot and then plugged it into another bot which made up random situations for a version of Seinfeld, in which it would bounce back between the Comedy Store and his apartment, and he'd have crappy chats with a bunch of other AIs. And it worked. Like, he live streamed for a few days until the chatbot was transphobic, and then he shut it down instantly. Which was a fitting end.
It is funny that as soon as these AIs show any hint of baseness, I mean, they're immediately murdered by their creators.
He was buried out back, and we ain't seen from him since. However, if there are any software engineers listening who can do this sort of thing, because this is beyond me, I wonder if you could make an AI CNN. That's what I want to see. Like, I want to see a fake version.
Somebody is definitely working on it.
Because I'm telling you, Anthony isn't real. So that's all there.
I'm persuaded.
Like, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, news update, and then it just reads out some garbage. That's what I want to see. And that's the call to arms. If someone can fix that up, it would be the funniest thing in the world, and you would be everyone's friend.
I hope you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, and if you want to support the work we're doing, you can sign up to the website and watch videos like this. This is Symposium number 18, Debating Classical Liberalism, where Stelios debates in favour and Carl debates against. And if you want to find out what Stelios is doing, you can check out his Twitter here. Thank you very much for watching.